Super GT vid. Everybody dance now. Well, I hope you enjoyed my summary of my very first race back in the league. I took a day off from Forza, but then I'm back with a bang at Prague, doing a funny little dance in the wall. But let's go to Rio, and into the wall already with just crazy damage. Look at that, pretty much everything's gone. So coming round the lap, we are going to pit in. Here we go, into the pit lane we go. And then it becomes a mission of setting a fast lap in order to get yourself a good grid slot for the next race. So let's go around a lap of Rio in this Formula Ford car. I could have easily have gone around that first corner flat out. I think this one, I think you probably could do as well if you get it dead right. Back over to the left hand side, of course. Now we've got the braking line on. As I mentioned in the previous video, it's just a very, very rough reference. You don't go by it religiously. It's just very, very rough guide to where to brake. I wouldn't trust it for the line either. Look at that line there, it's horrible. Come back for a late apex on this tunnel and then go out wide. Now this corner here, very tricky. I kind of got put off by that guy. I just took my eye off the ball a moment, then I slide through the turn. Now this section down here, this is really where you make or break your lap time. Got to be very brave through this one. Come out wide to give yourself a better line. Get yourself two wheels over that curb on the inside. You've got to be very brave to run the wall very close. This one just requires absolute precision and bravery at the same time. And make sure you don't hit that curb at the wrong angle, throwing you into the wall. Just about avoiding doing that. And coming into this tricky section, the curb raises there, so you can actually nicely get on to this raised part of the road. And then dipping back down onto the final stretch as we come around the long right-hander at the end of the lap. It's not been the best lap, but I think in this kind of car you don't really have to have perfection, just something solid. But enough of that, across the line we go in fourth in the end. And that gave me a decent grid slot for this race at Sonoma. Let's see how this one goes. Around the first corner, we're in third on the grid, gives us the inside line for this first left-hander into the right. I've got the outside line. I can just keep my momentum here to preserve my position, and I do. Fourth place, a little bit further back there. And then this corner here, I found it really tricky to get through this one without sliding out. I'm not using traction control, and of course the curb on the outside there just falls away. So if you go into that, you're kind of just going off for miles. You just end going off for days pretty much. So you just do not want to go wide on that, on the exit of that turn. I've got the carousel left-hander here. I'll go in for a late apex where you can. Just try to make sure that once you're on the throttle, you're not coming back off it, to give yourself better drive down this turn, down this straight, sorry. And then this guy's going to go defensive, so I'm forced to go around the outside. And as I went for the stupidest lunge of the century. And then coming around the hairpin, almost going to the back of him, just having to back out of the throttle there. Now coming through the S's, we're approaching the hairpin here. Now, I'm just going to have to pause it here and I'll give you a disclaimer. What you're about to see is very, very dirty. So once you've watched it, make sure you have a shower and change your clothes. This is going to get you truly filthy. Now we're going to play here. Just going into the hairpin, just brake too late, and I cause all this. I was so guilty. Let's watch it again just to make you even dirtier. Oh my god. Yes, that's me. That was me. Yeah. And I'm supposed to advocate clean driving, and I do that. Very silly driving. I felt really bad about that. But in the end, finishing fourth. Very silly, stupid GT there. Very bad. So we tried to do something better around Sonoma again, but this is the different version. This wasn't the race after, it was a couple of races after. But let's see what we can do here from pole position. Getting into the lead nicely through the first turn. Just keeping my position there. So further around the race, here's a good tip for you guys. If you're in the lead of the race and you're going to win, you know, quite comfortably, it's a good idea not to do this, not to go into the wall. That's something I'd recommend to everyone. If you're winning a race, or well, any position really, just don't go into the wall, because normally you lose out from that. So that's top tip of the video. Don't crash into walls. Crossing the line in second in the end, which should have been first, but you know, I totally messed up again. So we moved to Hockenheim. Can we improve our awful driving standards in this lobby? Or, you know, my standards. I've been driving absolutely awfully so far. Let's see what we can do. Make another mistake. I go down into second from pole, but you know, we're still at the front. Let's see what we can do here. Almost go into the back of PCH Alien here, the Italian, just braking a little early, and I almost got caught out, almost tagging him as we cover through. This is the shorter version of Hockenheim, so we're not going to go fully to the left here to the hairpin. We're going to go straight on to a different hairpin, and again almost going to the back of him, but just backing out in time. And then this is where we rejoin the original circuit into a series of left rights as we try to get on the throttle as early as you can, but there's a big issue with that in that we're turning at the same time, so it's quite a tricky circuit, Hockenheim, in that respect. When you've got traction control off, you're trying to get on the throttle early, but your car's sliding out, as this guy is as well. Couldn't really go anywhere. He blocked the inside, and I'm not going to make the same mistake. I'm going to brake a bit earlier to make sure I don't go into the back of him, as I did at Sonoma. Just coming through, going to just try to be a bit more patient this time. I've given him a lap so far of remaining behind. You always get that worry though when you're behind someone and you wait too long, the guys behind you are just going to start stacking up and they're going to eventually get past you. So we do have to act fairly quickly unless we want to get gobbled up by the guy behind. Coming through the first turn, he gets a bit slidey there. He's getting a poor exit. I'm looking up the inside now, not quite alongside, so I'm going to have to outbrake him as we go into the second turn, and there we are. Just going to go into the apex, keep braking, park the car on the apex. Nothing he can do apart from going to the back of me, and that hands me his momentum. Thank you very much. So we can go down the straight with that extra little bit of speed, and that slowed him down. And as we come into the turn, he's not really close enough to go for a move, so I've comfortably kept my first position into this turn, and I do until the end of the race, as we can see here, crossing the line in first place, which was actually quite a rare occurrence in this lobby. I didn't actually win too many. Got a clean lap as well, so good position for the race after that, which wasn't this one, but we're going to go to this one anyway. This is going to be the final clip of the video, or the final race. Let's see what we can do from 6th position on the grid. Let's go into the first turn, just backing out slightly to make sure I don't go to the back of the guy in front, although I did get rear-ended. Managed to go around the outside of one guy. Now we've got a big gap ahead of us, so we can go deep on the brakes as we do, going up into 4th, pushing the guy ahead quite close, but just preserving my position there in 4th. Now going through the left-hand kink into the right, and as we come through here, just making contact with the guy ahead as he went a little bit slow. I'm going to have to pause it here quickly though. I'm really unsure about these tyre walls on the left-hand side. I'm not sure that the the track extending out there was too bad of an issue. If you ask me, remove the cones, remove the tyre wall, let people just go out there onto the tarmac. It's absolutely fine, I think. Having a tyre wall there is just going to cause so many issues where people push that slight bit too much, crash into the wall, bounce back onto the track and cause an 82 car pile-up, which seems to always happen. So these tyre walls, very debatable as to what is good or not. I think that one is probably going to cause more issues than it created. I don't think that corner there was really an issue to begin with. But as we come back to the race, we're up into 3rd, so steadily making our way up the pack. A guy back there did go slightly off the track and get wiped out, so making the most of that. Up into 3rd, this guy's going to go very slidey. You see that quite a lot, making the most of people's mistakes. That's the theme of this video actually. A lot of people sliding out wide and then just getting them into the next turn as they lose momentum. So I say there's two themes of this video: overtaking people who have made mistakes, but also me making mistakes because I've been driving quite badly. But this race didn't go too badly. Up into 2nd now from 6th though, so we're making good progress. This guy's going to get my slipstream. I'm not going to go defensive. Didn't really fancy going narrow into this one. I think I can out drag him on the exit, so he's going to have to go narrow. I've got the better line on the exit, I can get the better traction, and then I am away. So I've got myself a breather now into the left-hander as we go into club corner, the last corner on this Silverstone short circuit, and we're coming out into the final turn now. So that's been reprofiled, that turn. If you remember on Forza 4, it was more of a long corner, but now it's sort of two apexes. At the end of the race, so we come to lap number 5, I was slightly more under pressure. Mr. Wombat here was really fast, was not able to keep up with him at all. Well, I kind of was keeping up for him a little bit, but then on the last couple of laps he did just extend his lead. As you can see there, he's about to cross the line. Then I come through in second, so not a bad result in the end, but it is really useful to be qualifying up the front of the pack. Really useful, and it really does help a lot. This car, sponsored by Trump, made by TUS Force 1, this livery, for anyone who is interested. And there's confirmation of the result. Mr. Wombat too quick for me on this occasion, getting a clean lap up there as well. But that's going to be the end of this video, guys. Let me know your thoughts on this league. Let me know your experiences of the whole Forza Racing Championship as well. Hit the like button if you did like this video. Subscribe if you'd like to see more of the same. And I hope to see you in my next one. Thank you very much, guys, for watching. Goodbye.